Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. And this is a Nintendo Super Famicom, the Japanese version of the Super Nintendo. I bought this pretty cheap for just 22 euros online, and of course the condition is far from good. Beside the color, which is pretty yellow, it's also really dirty, and the smell, well, let's say it's a good thing that videos can't replicate smell yet. However, I bought this console with one cool thing in mind. The brand new Bitfunks clear cases that they announced a couple weeks ago. They are kind enough to send me one and also let me choose the color too. So there he is. I have a couple of these crystal clear cases for other consoles already, and this time I choose the black one. So let's open it up and see what we get. And right on top we got a very important Nintendo Type Screws key and a normal Phillips key too. And we got the shell itself, of course, in this case, as I mentioned before, a black, crystal black. These shells came pre-assembled and fully complete with also new bolts. The quality is the same as always, amazing. It feels like OEM quality, it's really good. The only thing missing here is the Nintendo logos, but we all know why. It's Nintendo that we are talking about. However, this time they pushed the looks a little bit further and included a couple more things that will move this shell a step forward. So the first one is the new controller ports with matching color plastic and a new flat cable. So for when you mount the shell, you will not have the ugly gray or beige, in my case, contrasting with this black shell. And the second one is the same for the rear, with the new rear ports cover, also to avoid getting a gray or again beige, in my case, contrasting with the new black shell. This part is gonna need some soldering, and they also include a new DC-in tool, but it's quite simple. So, with that being said, presentation's done, have a seat, relax, enjoy me in another project. Stick around. First, of course, we're gonna need to disassemble the old one to get all the internal parts cleaned and then install it in the new shell. So now we have all the parts disassembled and we got this old shell that we don't need at all for this project. And also, as this is a Super Famicom and not a Super Nintendo, I just want to do a test fit because I think the Super Nintendo don't have this extra SHBC module, so I want to check it before move on, and then we can continue. And also looking at the motherboard for both top and bottom shields, as my person usual, I'm not gonna use them. They're not absolutely necessary. In modern days there's not a lot of electronic interference anymore, and I like the looks without it. Also, as I already mentioned earlier, there's some solder to be done in this project. We will need to remove the DC-in along with the RF module in order to change the back plastic for the new one. Not a super simple thing, but not also a very complicated thing. So I have here the bottom part of the new shell to try out the board and the SVHC model for a quick test fit. it seems to align properly, and also the SBHC model fits and align with the bolt holes, so there's no problem here. Let's continue with the solder job. On this solder work, you need to desolder these two pins right below the DC in. Don't worry if you damage it, a new one is provided in the box. And then you need to desolder the 4 pins under the RF module. Here be more careful because you need to reuse this piece. And if you desolder all the pins right, the complete piece should come right off like so. So now I'm gonna clean all the solder and flux residues and also the entire motherboard to get it ready to solder the pieces right in again. So now we can solder the new DC in, the RF module, and start reassemble this console again. And we need to do another final little job, which is take the metal piece from the original control ports and transfer to the new control ports. Glue already supplied and applied, so it's pretty simple. So, with careful lift and remove the metal piece, clean the glue residues, apply the metal piece in the new control ports, guide the flat cable inside, apply the front mask, and it's done. Ready to be mounted. Simple as that. And it's done. Or maybe not. I think this shell deserves one more touch. I decided to cut my own logos for this shell, slightly larger than the originals, because my machine and the vinyl quality doesn't allow me such small letters, but not too bad. I think it looks much better now. Take a look. And this is it, the new Bitfunks shell for the Super Nintendo or Super Famicom. As I'm already expecting, the quality is absolutely gorgeous. The fit of all parts is perfect, and the plastic really feels like OEM. They really step up, including the rear plastic piece and the new controlling ports, which is absolutely fantastic. The only thing that looks a little bit strange is the cartridge door that came with a different design from the original. As you can see here, both Super Famicom and Super Nintendo has the same design, and this one came with a more square one. Not sure if it is an option or a legal option, but it's a fact that I like the original more. But for now, it's time to enjoy this console a little bit. Let's play. So, and if you wanna buy one of these cool Bitfunks shells, available on different colors, I'll leave the link on the description below. And this is all for today. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.